Y'all already know what time it is, man. We in the building, man. It's another show, man. It's another night, but guess what? We back up in this building, man. We back in the day room, man, where we bring it to you straight across the board, man. Y'all know ain't nothing that was scripted, man. Come on in, hit that like button. I'm gonna need you to hit the like button. Don't come in my house without wiping your feet, because I got purrs and rugs on the floor. Hit that like button when you get in here. We back on, man. We back on, man. You ain't gonna want to miss this like any other day room, man. Y'all know how we do it over at me and CEO Hockley, man. Y'all know how we do it, man. So y'all come on in. Let's do what we do, man. Do what we do, man. Let's get the numbers where they're supposed to be, man. If you've been here before, or if you haven't been here before, share the day room. Share it. That's your pay to us. Share it. Yeah. Do what you do with everything else. You send it to people and let them watch it. Come on, man. Y'all know what to do, man. Let's go. Let's go. It's the one and only, man, day room, man, where it's virtual, man, where you can, it is what it is. It is what it is. In the building, man. Everybody in the building, man. Everybody in the building, man. For another teachable moment. This is a teachable moment, man. Yeah, y'all know we teach over here, man. We teach over here, man. We provide information, also education, man. It's an educational moment tonight, once again, man. So y'all remember to hit that like button, man. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. I'm going to have to record that shit so y'all can keep hearing it, so I ain't got to keep saying it. Square business. Yep. And that's for real, man. Count down, man, to take off. Another motherfucking this the Eclipse over here. It's the Eclipse. Y'all got tricked the other day watching the Eclipse. Shit. Y'all got tricked the other day, man. That's for real. What's good, what's good, what's good, what's good, man? This is a motherfucking total eclipse over here, too. But the only thing about this, you can open your eyes and watch this. Open your eyes and you can have one ear as long as one of them working good. And that's for real. The motherfucking eclipse. This is the day room eclipse. It's the day room eclipse, man. Yeah. Y'all watched that fake ass shit the other day. Y'all spent all but 4 minutes. The whole world waiting on 4 minutes of darkness. All you had to do is cut your motherfucking light off. And you'd have got the same thing as the eclipse. And that's for real. Ain't nothing wrong. Y'all let the people trick y'all. That's all good, man. Hit that like button, man. Let's go. And that's for real, man. Hit the like button. And shout out to those that just checked in. Shout out to y'all that just viewing the channel, man. Let's make this happen, man.
Yo, this your boy CEO Hockley. Real quick, man, today's episode is being sponsored by OGHollywoodspeaks.com. Yes, that's right. OGHollywoodspeaks.com has this fly gear, man. Savage Drive, man. He has this very fly gear, man. He's a former prisoner that changed his life, did 25 years after receiving a life sentence, got home, and he been home 10 years, man. He's been out. He's been free 10 years. He has his own clothing line called Savage Drive. It represents the kind of drive you need to have to make it to the top, the kind of drive you need to have to stay free. right? And as we talk about this prison topic, I want to highlight and show and give respects to those that have been to prison and that are doing the right things in today's society. Everybody go to OGHollywoodspeaks.com and get that Savage Drive. If you got the drive it takes to be successful, man, support him. Also, you can follow him on YouTube. You can follow him on all social medias at OGHollywoodspeaks.com. We appreciate the support here at CEO Talk, and we also like to support other black people doing something positive, man. Savage Drive, that is the clothing line. Get yours today. Salute.
Man, back in the day room, man. We back in the day room. Like I said, I appreciate those for tapping in. For those that are new to the channel, man, welcome to the Ferguson Chronicle, man, where we keep it 110 all the way across, and nothing ever is scripted over here. In other words, we don't read off no paper, man. This is the people's channel, and without the people, it wouldn't be no channel, right? And today is no different, man. Where we bring the people you hear about only in conversation, but at the Ferguson Chronicle, we bring those people to life, man. We bring them to life, man. Many men has grazed this screen of the Ferguson Chronicle only to tell their story, right? Only to tell their story. And who can tell their story better than them? And today is no different, man. As we got an individual in the building, man, he's here to tell his story. Can't nobody tell your story, man. This platform is built so others that was in the struggle, other than what I'm saying, is for those that come from the concrete jungle, man, and that have served expensive pain, whether it be 1 day, 2 days, or 28 years. It's all the same. Those people come here to tell their story, man. They come here to tell their story, man, right? And that's what we're going to do today, man. We got a man here come and tell his story, man. And for those that are watching, CEO in the building.
Yo, audio check.
CEO in the building.
Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me.
CEO in the building, man.
Damn, sound like I'm echoing in this. Can y'all hear me?
Y'all put a 1 in the chat, man. Put a 1 in the chat, man. Mr. Fuck Up the audio himself is in the building, man. If I was on that end, I'd put a 2 in the chat, man.
Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me, man. I'm in the building, man. CEO up in here. What's up, Dayroom? Talk to me.
Well, you just got a 1 in the chat so they can hear you.
All right, they can hear me. I'm loud and clear. What's good, OG?
Oh, man, you know what we do on Wednesday night, man? We bring this thing 110 all the way across, man. What's good at G County?
Yeah, man, I heard you was out there for the Eclipse. I heard the Eclipse hit Galvez. I mean, hit Dallas.
Fuck the Eclipse. What about it?
Oh, now you want to cuss it out. Yo, blind ass. Yo, how can a blind man go outside and look up to see the sun? I mean, you already wear glasses.
Yeah, so that's why I had my motherfucking stunner shades on. Nick couldn't tell I was faking. I ain't seen no motherfucking eclipse. Fuck the eclipse.
I know it.
It wasn't no eclipse. They just did that shit for a smoke screen. Wasn't no eclipse. Y'all
Yeah. You been free too long. This nigga crazy. This nigga been free too long, man. Y'all hear this nigga? Yeah, this nigga been free too long, man. This nigga done lost his goddamn mind.
Yeah, it wasn't no motherfucking. Y'all thought that shit was real?
Oh yeah, you been free too long, man. One thing, listen. When you in that penitentiary, you gotta believe whatever the fuck they say going on. You believe it. Yeah. Now he out here making decisions, talking about it wasn't no eclipse. Man, go on.
All I'm saying, did you see anything change in Galveston when they had the eclipse? Did you go outside with your shades on?
Yep.
Oh, they got you too then.
Yep, I went outside and my goddamn wallet got eclipsed. Yeah, I was at Walmart.
Let me ask you this.
You said clipped or eclipse? I don't know the difference.
All that shit is the same. Let me ask you this. Did you sell some of them goddamn stunner shades at G County Apparel to the people for the eclipse?
Nah, that's what I was debating on. I wanted to go to Dallas and sell some glasses. Yeah, see, all the hustle was in Dallas, but I ain't want to drive to go do it. You know, I would have went up there and sold them dollar store shades as Eclipse glasses.
Hold up. So, in other words, what you saying, you admit that shit was fake.
No, I'm saying I wanted to sell $1 glasses for $20. I'm poor. I'm trying to help people out.
I'm asking you, do you feel like the fucking Eclipse was fake or was it a motherfucking distraction?
Man, what you mean? Was it fake? Nigga,
It was fake. I'm outside. This shit get dark. It was still light.
Hollywood. Listen to me. You can't see. You don't know if it's dark, light, or whatever. you don't know when the clouds come over.
I had my mother.
You don't know when the clouds come over Hollywood. What is you talking about? You didn't see it in dark.
All these people came from all over the world to get played on.
Hollywood, you can't see, homie. Yeah.
They got played on.
Yeah, you ain't got them eyes you had when you was on Ferguson. Them ain't the same eyes.
No, I got some motherfucking freeware eyes. See, I got some freeware eyes.
Nah, listen.
Yeah,
them ain't the same eyes, OG. Yeah, them ain't the same eyes.
I can tell when the motherfucker getting played on. Yeah, I can tell when the motherfucker getting played on. Let me ask you this.
Look, right here. Hold on. We got somebody right in the chat. Look what they say. What's up, the Prince?
Yeah, the motherfucker was fake. I want to ask you something. Hold up. While we on this Eclipse, don't you move and go no motherfucking where. How much money was made during the Eclipse? How much money was made?
It don't matter. You couldn't see it anyway. You couldn't see the eclipse or the money. You could see it. You can't see the eclipse or the money, Hollywood. You over there like Red Fox. You over there like Red Fox on Harlem Nights trying to watch the dice. And you can't see the dice or the money. It don't matter how much money is made. You can't see, OG. That's what I'm sitting there telling you. The eclipse is a seeing event. You can't see. Yes.
I can smell the motherfucker there.
Yeah. Nah, you can't participate, man. The eclipse,
I can smell the motherfucker there.
The eclipse was a seeing event. So if you are already blind, yeah, they not talking about that, man. You got to hold up.
I just need to know how much money was made during the eclipse. For the people that were selling shit, how much currency was made. You CEO, I know you can find that out. It was a bunch of money made during the eclipse. People got played on.
I wasn't there, man. You was there, I wasn't there. And then it's bad that I had you there because you can't see. The motherfucker lasted 4 minutes and you ain't see nothing. So we just all fucked up.
I'm saying the whole world said it was dark. On my end, it was light. It only turned dark when it was supposed to turn dark. Where the fuck was I at?
Yeah, man. You listen. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna agree to disagree at this point. At this point in time, whether it was real or fake, let's agree to this. It's over.
Yeah, it's over. So
it's over.
I will say this, right? I'm gonna use your line on you in this conversation. I digress.
All right, you digress, man. And that's a perfect goddamn segue, man. Listen, shout out to everybody that's tuned in, man. We got a lot of people in the building, man. Today, man, we got somebody dope on the show, man. We bringing one of South Park's finest to the goddamn screen, man. Yep, I said it. South Park, Texas, man, right here in Houston. For those that's listening all over the country and all over the world, we taking the Dayroom today to South Park, Texas, man. What it was 2 weeks ago, I brought my cousin on here, right? And my cousin, had been released on March 14th after doing 18 years. Shout out to T Ward. Shout out to my Aunt Eula. Shout out to all them that's tapped in. So on March 14th, my cousin that did 18 years was released. Well, he was eclipsed. It was a real goddamn eclipse happened because the homie Jarrow got out on March 12th. March 12th, and he did 28 years. Now look at that. One got out on March 12th. One got out on March 14th. One did 28, one did 18. What you saying, CEO? What I'm saying is, man, every day people get their blessings, man. Every day people lose their blessings, right? Every day somebody is going in and somebody is going out, man. But we are fortunate enough to have a brother that survived 28 years in the Texas part of criminal justice, just coming home on March 14th to be able to grace the screen today and share his story. We ask that the audience listening pay attention, share this message out. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, if you're on anywhere, man, share this message out. You about to get a real story, real truth. Like OG Hollywood say, man, these real life stories from real life people. The brother ain't even been home a month after 28 years, and he get to share his wisdom, he get to share his knowledge, and he get to share his experience right here on the Ferguson Chronicles, man. So with no further ado, Hollywood, man, can you bring up our guests, man? Can we get our guests in the building?
Yeah, facts.
There he is.
Hey, what's up, man? How y'all brothers doing?
All right. Can you hear us?
Good.
All right, let me bring you up, man. I like that shirt. What that shirt say?
Peace is my superpower.
Peace is my superpower, man. Man came right in with the peace, OG.
Well, you came to the right channel for peace. Sometimes peace ain't other people's superpower. So shout out to you for having that shirt on. You're inspiration, man.
All right.
Off the rip, man. Real quick, I gave a brief introduction, but I want you to introduce yourself and tell the people who you are. Hold on, man. Let me bring you up.
All right. My name is Jarrow Watson. Born and raised in Houston, Texas, out of South Park, off Doolittle. I've been
Yeah, we good. We can hear you.
We good.
okay. Yeah, I've been incarcerated. I did 28 years, and
Right. I got a quick question for you. So when I see your name, I'm a little slow. Listen to me. I'm a little slow. When I see your name, I see Arrow with a J in front of it. Say your name for me again. Pronounce it.
okay, it's pronounced like arrow with a J. Jarrow.
Jarrow. All right.
But a lot of my friends growing up found it hard to pronounce, so they all call me Jarrow Watson.
Jarrow. They'll call you Jarrow. Okay.
Yeah.
What part of South Park you from?
I'm off Doolittle, MLK, South Bank.
Okay. Doolittle, MLK, South Bank, man. Very familiar with that, man. Well, listen. Glad to have you on the show. Shout out to the homie Chubbs for bringing you through. You know what I'm saying? And it's been a blessing that we ran across you at this pivotal time, right, in your life, man. So we gonna get to some of the questions, man, so you can educate the people and tell the people what you got going on, man. Let me know. You ready?
I'm ready.
You ready? All right, man. The first question is this: you just told the viewers where you was from, right? Do me a favor. What led you to prison? What led you to the Texas Department of Criminal Justice?
Well, I was arrested in '96 for possession of cocaine, and went to trial. Got 35 years on 3 strikes on 25 to life.
Okay. All right. OG, your shot.
So let me, and I ask everybody this, man. So today is no different. So what year did you ride a TDC, man, and how long did you stay?
Okay, I arrived in 1996, and I just released on the 12th after 28 years.
What? You did 28 years. So you did 28 years on a non-aggravated sentence.
That's right.
Nah. You had an aggravated sentence, man. You was down. You had you had a non-ag, man.
Yeah. That's hey man. That's why I want to really get on the show to tell my story, man, because a lot of people find that hard to believe, man. That how can a person be that? Excuse my language, fucked up. You know what I'm saying? To do that much time on that kind of sentence. You know what I'm saying? I was so emotionally and psychologically in a lost place that I couldn't, like something you told me the other day, you say our biggest struggle is coming home from prison. You know what I'm saying? That was the biggest struggle I ever had in my life, man, coming home from prison. Because I had no self-control. You know what I'm saying? Even though I knew the consequences of my actions, I knew right from wrong, I didn't have no peace in myself. I was also a man that didn't believe in God. So I didn't have God in my life. And I also didn't have my family, you know what I'm saying? Because I had my mom there for me, but my sisters, like one of my sisters told me, she said, because I had asked, I said, why haven't y'all been writing me in? I ain't asking for no money, visit, whatever. She was like, man, look, how dare you tell me about family? Because when we needed our big brother, you wasn't there. You don't know what the hell we've been through. And at the time, I couldn't see it. Like a lot of us, they say we being selfish or whatever. We don't realize how our absence hurts our families. I'm saying we so focused on our struggle, what we going through. You know what I'm saying? So with saying that though, that's how I ended up doing 28 years, man.
Right. So I'm gonna give a little context to it, man, just for the audience and people that's watching. They might not even understand why we even saying that. It's like 35 years, 28, you just did a lot of time. Well, listen, in the state of Texas, you have certain kind of offenses, right? You have an aggravated offense and you have a non-aggravated offense, right? And the laws of doing your sentence is different based on you having an aggravated offense or a non-aggravated. Let's say like a robbery. If you do a robbery, you have aggravated time and you have to do 50% of your time before you come up, right? But if you have a non-aggravated sentence, right, like a dope case, if you get caught with drugs, right, you only have to do 1/4 of your time. Am I right? Is that 1/4 or 20%?
1/4.
You're right.
Right? So you only have to do 1/4. So on this sentence that this brother had, he had a 35-year non-aggravated sentence. And if he had to do 50% of his time to see his first parole, he would have to do 17 and a half years. Well, in this situation, what you had to do to come up, your first parole?
Under the 1/4,
Yeah.
I think the first time I would have came up, no, I did come up. I came up after like 7 years.
7-8 years. So his first time coming up for parole under the 1/4 Sentencing Act was 8 years into his sentence. And he still didn't, 8 to 9 years, he still didn't make it home until 28 years later. So that's a lot of time to do on a non-aggravated sentence, man. But I just wanted to bring them up on why we point that out, because OG Hollywood did 25 years on a life sentence. So this brother here was doing a 34 non-aggravated sentence like it was a life sentence. Just give context to the people, that's listening. Do this for me. Describe your thoughts in your mind when you first arrived first off, let me ask you this. What unit did you first arrive to hitting TDC?
I hit the all red unit.
You hit all red unit. Where's all red at?
It's up North Texas, by Wichita Falls, Iowa Park, Texas.
Okay. He hit all red unit in Wichita Falls. Do this for me. Let's go back to that day. Describe the thoughts in your mind when you arrived at the back gate of that all red unit on that Blueberry bus, and that bus rolled through them gates, and they started getting y'all off of there. Take us back there.
Well, just, you know, it ain't nothing new to me. It was just just a routine, you know. I'm gonna go in, you know. I'm gonna know a whole bunch of people from everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna find me a way to get in where I fit in, or some kind of way to hustle, put food in my locker, you know what I'm saying, and get the things that I'm gonna need to survive while I'm in there. I was in survival mode.
Right. All right, OG, your shot.
So survival mode can mean a lot of things, right? Survival mode can mean a lot of things, you know, and I'm gonna ask this question because, like I said, we want to put everything in the context for the people, right? Some people go in prison, survival mode, meaning they're gonna take some shit from the other inmates. Some people go into prison survival mode, might get them a CO, namely female. Some people go in survival mode, gambling. That's what he meant by survival mode, right? So let me ask you this, man. So, all res unit, how did your first week or your first day go? And if so, when did you have your first run-in with inmates? As far as physical or mental altercation. Let's get to the first week first. How did that go for you?
Well, the first day I got there, man, I ran into a guy I knew out of Dallas, man. We had been in state school together with, you know, juvenile prisoners. And he was telling me, you know, this is maximum security unit, you know what I'm saying, it's always on lockdown, always fighting, stabbing, riots, you know, black against Mexican mostly. So he put something in my hand, you know, to help me survive, you know, hey, this for you. Keep your shoes on, be ready at all times, don't ever go nowhere by yourself. You know what I'm saying? This was one of the worst units in TDC at the time that I arrived.
So, like I said, me and you both been to prison. You did 28, I did 25, right? And we both are free, right? And I don't want to confuse the people that's in the chat, because when you say put something in my hand, let's just try to give it more context. In other words, what you're saying, he put some hustling material in your hand.
Huh?
I said, in other words, what you're saying, you say put something in your hand, he gave you some hustling material to put something in your locker.
No.
That's what I'm saying. So, go ahead.
He put some survival material in my hand.
Oh, so in other words, so you don't get fucked off.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. This the Dayroom. So he put a knife in your hand. He put a gun in your hand. He put a grenade.
Put a knife in my hand.
Yeah, I didn't hear some people say they had a grenade up in there. So, yeah, man. So somebody you ran into from state school, somebody you've been doing time with in previous institutions was there, and he put a knife in your hand.
Yeah.
That's no different than being out here and somebody giving you a gun. So he handed you a gun. And was it any words with it? Did he say, man, you gotta look out for these white boys? Or I mean, it's just here go your knife.
Nah, he told me that, you know, at the time that I arrived there, you know, it was a bunch of riots going on with Mexicans, you know, the racial thing was going on. So back in them days, you had the Mexican Mafia, Texas Syndicate. They was real active back then, which they really don't exist no more, you know, the new wave prison system. But back in that era, you know, this unit was on lockdown after lockdown. You come up from lockdown, fighting, stabbing, somebody been killed. 90-day lockdown, come up again, fighting, stabbing somebody. And it just, you always had to be on high alert.
Right. Let me ask you this. How old were you? What was your age?
I was 22 years old.
You was 22 years old. Okay. So did you, on some units it's like this, bro. We want to just tell the people because people have these big theories about prison and they not gonna get it raw and uncut the way you get it. Because you was already seasoned, right? Because you already was institutionalized, so to speak, right? And then we know All Red is like an off-brand unit where they seeing people at from the South, especially if we coming from out the South, that put us through a little hardship, get us out the way. You know what I'm saying? Especially they think we bad actors. So other than your homeboy coming to you, wasn't affiliated in no gangs or nothing like that. Were you?
Yeah, I was.
Okay. So what gang affiliation you was coming through the door?
Okay, I was affiliated with Mandingo Warriors.
Okay, you was running under the Mandingo Warrior banner. Okay. So you didn't have, I don't know, you have to explain this to the people because they hear a lot about this. Was it any kind of checking program going on at that time other than your partner giving you the knife?
I mean, it was like this. It's certain dudes that come in that go through that. You know what I'm saying, but you got certain dudes that anywhere they go, everybody know who they are. Oh, that's such, that's such. It's basically they already know you about what you're about. So right. When I walk through the door, it's people that been locked up with me from my last time I was in prison and everywhere else. They were like, oh, they go South Park, Jarrow. No, just another day. I didn't have to go through that.
Right. I get you. I just wanted you to explain that for the audience that don't know. You see what I'm saying? So when you hit there, you didn't have to really deal with that because especially in those times, we was able to write amongst each other, your reputation preceded you, especially if you had done any time. Right. So I definitely can understand that. Okay, the next question was this. What was your experience like with the guards on All Red unit, right? Or staff period while you was in TDC? How did that work out for you?
Well,
get to him raw now. Hey, you got to come up out that pool pit now.
Right. I got my mama watching, so I'm trying to,
Mama, hold up. Mama, we in the Dayroom, mama. This what go on in the Dayroom. No disrespect. Yeah. But in order to get to where we trying to get to, we got to cut him loose. So let's go, man. Get into it.
Okay, even though I ain't the handsomest motherfucker on earth, man, I never had a problem with women, so everywhere I ever been, from juvenile on up, now I always gonna have a relationship. I'm always meet women, and it wasn't no different on All Red unit, It's like I always drew people to me, man. I was real cool with a lot of officers. And it was from wardens on down. They all knew who I was because I was one of the biggest, fools on the unit. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna be in the top 10 damn fools. The one that they can't do nothing with. And I'm gonna make them respect it. That this is what I am. This is what I do. I don't give a damn about nothing else. Lock up, come. The first 2 years I was there, I spent on restriction. But the officers, it was like this. They hated me or loved me. Some like, hey, this is who he is. You got to respect it. And some, I hate him. I want to kill him. That's how I was with the officers.
Right. Well, I got to tap in, man. The homie Suede in the chat. Shout out to Suede, man. Black Suede in the building. He say off red wasn't no off-brand unit. No, I was saying that's the unit where they sent us away. I'm not talking about the inmates. I'm talking about when you met. Yeah, when you get caught down south, they want to send you to All Red. They want to send you to Bill Clemens. They want to send you on a hardship mission. And that's where a lot of brothers will end up, and we will end up trying to fight to get off of there. Let me ask you that for Hollywood go to the next question. How did you end up getting off All Red unit?
How I got off of it?
Right.
Oh, in 2010, a guy that I knew, I saw him, I was working in the kitchen, and I saw him catching the train finna leave the unit. So I was like, what's up, bro? You going home? He was like, no, I put in for a trade that's getting me down south on the walls, the computer graphics trade. He said, man, you better put in for this. they put me on the bus quick. So I immediately wrote a note to the education building requesting take this class. 2 months later, I was going to the Walls unit in Huntsville. That's how I got off already.
So how long was you there? From 96 to 2010?
Now I was there from 98 to 2010. I spent the first 2 years at the holiday year with the transfer facility.
Transfer facility. All right. Yo, well, I'm finna say yo shot OG, but before you go to the next question, man, I got a young gentleman out here out of South Park say, man, he know a thing or two about fraternizing. You know what I'm saying, with the female officers. That's what I heard here. And I know OG, that's one of your specialties there.
Hey man, hey. Hey, let that go, man. We got mama watching. I'm talking about the other mama. We got mama watching.
Hey, next question, man. Next question.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, anyway, let me ask this here, man. We all had fucked up days in there, right? So, 28 years. Can you describe your worst day in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, man? What was one of your worst days? If you can give it to me raw.
Well, I had a whole lot of worst days, but one of the worst, like I told y'all, the first time I seen Fro had been in prison like 7 years. They denied me, and I went on back to being the damn fool that I was. And a few years went by. I finally stayed out of trouble. I was about to see parole again. I'm on close custody on already high security at the time. You got to stay out of trouble a year, to be eligible for parole. So I had done that year. I was about to see parole, and my cellmate was going off about something. I can't remember. He was beating, banging on the door, cursing the officers out, and the officer that was working the block wrote me a disciplinary case for banging on the door, creating a disturbance, threatening them, cursing them out, and all that. So when Sergeant came down there to investigate the disciplinary case, I told him, I said, hey, man, I didn't do nothing that wasn't me. I ain't going to tell on myself. So myself, like, nah, it was me. So the sergeant like, well, hey, but before the sergeant could resolve the issue, all my partners just went to going off. South Park ain't do a motherfucking thing. You bitches out there, we kill you. Everybody going off. So the sergeant like, you know what? Your homeboy just fucked up. Fuck you. I'm turning the case in. So he took off. Now, it's real. The whole time I was in prison, I never actually went a year without catching no cases. That's just me. Either I was paying to get the cases thrown out or doing this or that, but I always was in trouble. So this was very rare. So I was real messed up about that. So I told that officer that was working the block, I said, look, man, if I get found guilty for this case and this whole year to the good goes down the drain, I'm gonna kick you in your motherfucking ass. And I had tears in my eyes. I was that fucked up. I was at that point, And that was one of the worst days because I had accomplished something that I never done before, staying out of trouble a year, and it was about to go down the drain like that. So when I had tears in my eyes, I was that mad. I was gonna fuck that dude up.
Right. So
hold up, CEO. What was the case for?
Creating a disturbance, threatening the officer.
Yeah, for what his celly was doing.
Yeah.
His celly had got him brought up, and now they ask you this: did you get the case? Did you get punished? And did some ass get kicked?
No. When I went to the disciplinary hearing for the case, that same sergeant, I called him for a witness. So the disciplinary captain like, well, how does he know whether you was doing it or not? I said, man, I just want the man for my witness. So the sergeant came in and he was like, I said, man, did you see me beating on the door, banging on the door? The sergeant was like, man, turn the tape recorder off. So he put his arm around my shoulder. I'm in handcuffs. He said, Captain, He said, man, I've been knowing this motherfucker since he's been on his unit. He's a damn fool, hard-headed, gonna stay in trouble. You know what I'm saying, but he always been straight up with me, man. If he said that he wasn't doing it, I believe him, you know. So I'm gonna make his bond this time, you know. Find him not guilty. So I got out of that.
Oh, well, hey, man, listen. Believe me, if somebody that been in that situation, I know I couldn't get out of mine because when they having a bad day, they make your life hell. And they just be having a bad day, right? Yeah, them guards will make your life hell. So I can understand how you say, well, let me get on to medium custody after that. Did you make it to medium custody?
I made it to medium custody.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? I already know what was going on. Well, you got the hell away from that celly and got off closed custody. For real. All right. Earlier, man, you said something about a job, man. You said about working in the kitchen, man. We already know to make moves on that unit, to do what you want to do, man, you gotta be able to move around, right? So a lot of people do not know about the jobs and our life in prison, right? That they really put us to work. So do this for me. Kind of explain the jobs that you had, right? And before you get into the jobs that you had, let's talk about the job we all had, right? Let's talk about how was it like picking that cotton or getting out there in them fields. You know what I'm saying? Getting work. Was they really slave driving out there on all red?
No, hell no. You know, they really, okay, see, at the time, they was just starting to build the high securities, you know, the extension cell blocks. So what they was doing, they was sending all the worst inmates in the system to our red unit, preparing to open this super seg high security and put all of us over there. You know what I'm saying? Basically, 23-hour lockdown. So they sent they started the field squads, but dude got hit in the head with an Aggie, with a hole. You know what I'm saying? Got killed. Right. And they shut it down. You know, they wouldn't let us go out there and work, so they wasn't doing it like that.
Oh, so y'all had a fatality out there. Somebody got hit in the head and got murdered out there.
Yeah, so they shut the field squad down.
Right. So tell us about one of your best jobs that you like.
I like to work in the kitchen, you know, because it was a hustle. You know, every job comes with a hustle. You know, if ain't no hustle to it, I ain't gonna do it, you know. So in the kitchen, you know, you can steal everything out of there, all the food. You know.
Hold on. Hold up, man. Hold on. Say that again, man. You say so in the kitchen, you could do what in there?
Steal everything that ain't locked up.
I already know. So you coming out there with them hamburgers?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. Did you ever get fired out the kitchen or anywhere?
Did I? No, I ain't never got fired out the kitchen, man. Yes, I did. I did get fired one time. Yeah, I did get fired one time. Got into it with officers. Now they kicked me out. This on another unit though.
Did you ever make it to ODR? We got one that made the ODR on the panel. That's old. That's the old coffee drinker right there. Did you make it up to ODR?
I did. I made the ODR on our real unit.
You made it up there. So get the people, for those that don't know, what ODR is and why is that a prestigious job?
It's the officers' dining room. That's where the wardens and maids and officers and the nurses and secretaries, that's where they all go to dine at, you know. So they usually have some inmates with exemplary behavior, the guys that's not in trouble, don't mess around with drugs, weapons, stuff like that working in there, you know, the good inmates.
House niggas.
Yeah, the house niggas. Yeah.
Just say it, man. In prison, the ODR is for house Negroes.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that.
That's and this Negro ran the house. This Negro right here.
Ain't no doubt. Ain't no doubt. I ain't goddamn right. If I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna run the motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Just like he said, right?
Say, look, okay, the whole time I was in the kitchen, I was in the pot room. You know, I'm back there busting subs, but I'm right next to the cook floor. You know what I'm saying? So I'm over there, I can make my burgers and steal all my cheese and this and that, and whatever I need to do to hustle. You know what I'm saying? So a guy that worked in ODR had went home. So one of the kitchen sergeants pulled up on me. He was like, "Hey, Watson." I'm like, "What's up?" He said, "Man, you know, you're a hard worker, man. One of my ODR workers went home. You want to work in ODR?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, yes, sir." You know, so yeah, come on. So the man took me in ODR. And with me being known as one of the biggest clowns, damn fools on the unit, when all the officers was coming in, especially a lot of the women, they was like, "Watson, you in ODR?" I'm like, "Hey man, say look." So they was like, "Ain't nobody gonna serve us but him," you know. So these women, they wouldn't let nobody feed them but me. So the guys that was in there, they was like, "What the fuck is going on? How is this crazy motherfucker got all these women, you know?" So I was telling them, "Hey man, let's let these guys work, but they gonna be hating on me." "Now fuck that. We don't want nobody but you." So I was in there about a week. Then I came in one day to saw like, "Man, the captain wanted to talk to you." So I already knew it was coming to an end because they wasn't gonna have no damn fool like me in that office dining room. So I come in the captain's office. He got all the sergeants, kitchen sergeants. They was like, "Hey, Watson, look, you ain't done nothing wrong. You ain't in no trouble, but I can't have you in my ODR." I'm like, "Why not?" He was like, "Man, you a damn fool, you know. And if anything happens, it's gonna make me look bad, you know. So I'm gonna put your ass back in the pot room." So I'm like, "All right," you know what I'm saying. And everybody in the unit, they like, "They got South Park in the ODR." God damn.
Yo shot, OG. Yo shot.
Shout out motherfucking South Park, that ODR, man. God damn, they fucked over that, man. But anyway, so let me ask this here, South Park.
Yeah.
You know, we spent a lot of time in the day room, right? You know, that's what we did most of our, I had most of our conversations about things we was gonna do after we got out. In other words, we swapped game in the day room. For those that was going home, it was always talking about what we was gonna do when we get home, right? For those that wasn't going on, we was always talking about what kind of CO we're gonna get to bring something through the door, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's just a game we swapped in the day room. But also, we met a lot of guys in the day room, right? And we made a lot of bonds in the day room with the people that was in the day room, right? So during your 28-year tantrum, man, and going in and out of those day rooms, can you remember some of the guys that you bonded with while you was in those day rooms?
Say that again.
I said, can you remember some of those guys after doing 28 years in prison, running in and out of those day rooms? Can you remember some of those guys that you made a bond with?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the name of some of those guys?
Man, I made so many bonds, man. I met so many solid dudes down there of good character, man, that was just caught up in the, in the system, man. But it's so many of them, man. But what some of the ones that stand out, I met a guy named Eric Wade, which not the Swade Wade on Cofield, but this was over there too. He did 28 years, man, and this brother, man, he really, man, I had heard about people being, institutionalized or things like that there, but I remember after he did 28 years, he was about to go home, and the captain came and got me like, "Hey, Watson," I like, "Yeah, man, Swade Wade I was on medium custody, he was on minimum custody. He like, "Swade Wade want to talk to you, bro." I said, "All right." So he said, "Man, I already called down there. They're gonna let you go down there and meet him in the kitchen." So I go down there to the kitchen with the minimum custody guys. They was going to breakfast. And Eric Wade, man, this guy's sitting in there crying and tears, man. His voice shaking and trembling. I'm like, "Man, what the fuck wrong with you?" you going home? He like South Park, this all I know. I'm like, what? I've been locked up all my life. I'm scared. I'm like, you scared to go home? He's like, yeah. I'm somebody in here. Well, what I'm gonna do out there on the I mean, I've spent all my life locked up. And it fucked me up. I was like, I had never just actually seen, you know, somebody actually scared to go to the free world. But that I made a real close bond with that brother. Another guy out of Dallas named is Monk. And we used to call him Jihad. Then he changed his life, you know what I'm saying? Became a Christian, man. But this guy, man, though, did like 25, 26 years. He's run with me on the R-Rig unit, another damn fool. And before I left prison, I bumped into him again on the wind unit. And he told me, man, he said, man, look, brother, before we go any further, I'm going to tell you, man, I'm not that man you used to know no more. I'm like, what you mean by that? He said, man, I'm a man of God now. You know, he said, man, at some point, bro, we got to stop being the damn fools that we was. He said, man, when I held my granddaughter's hand and my daughter's hand and my mother's hand in visitation and led them in prayer, they all started crying, man. They knew that I had finally changed, you know, and it hit me, man, because I was like, damn, boy, ain't the same no more, you know. And it just, man, I can name so many brothers, man, that I met down there, man. But those two brothers right there, they really stood out to me.
All right, do this for me. Give a quick little rundown on some of the units you've been on in your 28 years. You know, the 28 years you did in Texas Department of Criminal Justice, Holiday Unit, R-Rig. Give us a little list of some of the units you hit.
Okay, well, last time I hit Mike unit, I just want to throw that in there. I met a bunch of guys over there. But this time I started off on the Holiday unit, transferred for 2 years. They sent me to diagnostics. They still had diagnostics back then.
Right.
A couple of weeks, they classified me, you know, R-Rig. I went there. You know, then I left R-Rig, went to the Walls unit. I took the trade, you know, computer graphics. I stayed there like 2 years. Then I left there, went to the Pulaski unit, old Terror unit.
Yep.
Then I left Pulaski, went to the Retrieve unit, which the Wayne Scott unit.
Right.
I left there, went to the Wind unit, stayed there like 6 years, made parole. Then I got transferred to the Huntsville unit, back to the Walls. And I went to Atascocita. From there, I went home from there.
And went home from Atascocita. Okay. Quick question, man. Next question is this, man. Did you lose anyone while you did your 28 years? Did you lose any loved ones, or did you have any kind of losses, right?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of hit you hard while you was in there? And if so, how did you get through that being behind bars, if that happened? Did you lose anyone while you was in there?
Yeah. Grandpa passed away. One of my uncles passed away. And one of my little cousins passed away. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't too close with my grandpa, so it's my condolences. My uncle, me and him was cool. He had some mental health issues, but I always liked it, man. I fucked with it. That hit me when he died. But when my little cousin died, man, that hit me because I hadn't seen her since she was like 9 or 10 years old. And she was like 39. She died from stage 4 cancer. And I got to add this to the story. Now, I hadn't seen my family in 25 years, The only person I was in contact with was my mom, and my father. I say my father was a man been there since I was 12 years old. I'm saying I respect him to the fullest.
Right.
And them two, they basically held me down. But when my little cousin died, I had just come back into contact with my family. Because, when I first started doing my time in but my family wasn't, keeping in contact with me. So I was like, I was so hard. I actually wrote, my sisters were like, hey, y'all don't want to fuck with me? No, fuck y'all then, I don't want to see you again in my life, And I know that hurt them now, but I didn't know what things. I was still thinking about myself. So I was basically alone, man, So after 25 years, I had a change of heart, change my way of thinking, and I extended a hand of friendship, man, and made contact with my people, man. And right when I came back in contact with my family, I found that my little cousin was dying from stage 4 cancer. And I just wanted to talk to her so bad, man, because I had just finally came into the realization of how much our absence, hurts our families, man, because, with us being the men of our families, we, in our rightful role and duty, we're supposed to be there as protectors and providers for our people, because when we not there, we don't know what's going on. What guys is taking advantage of our daughters, our sisters, our mothers, the things that they're going through that we don't know about, that wouldn't be happening if our presence was there. And I was thinking about, things that I had done in the past, man, to hurt my family, man. I just wanted to talk to that girl before she died, just tell her that I had that realization now. So I kept telling everybody, I want to talk to Johanna. Her name is Johanna. I want to talk to her, man, before she passes away, man. And everybody was like, they took off the chemo, they given her morphine to ease the pain until she died. She's not coherent a lot. It's hard to get in contact with her. Then she lost so much weight, she don't want too many people to see her and this and that and blah, blah, blah. But I was adamant about it. I wanted to talk to my cousin before she passed away, man. It's like nobody make it happen, man. And, and during this time in my life, man, this was not first had started coming in contact, man, with God, man, and started, God had finally, came into my life, man, and because I was a guy that didn't believe in God, and I just wanted to talk to my cousin, so I went to God about it and I prayed about it. I said, man, God, if any way you can make it possible, please let me talk to my cousin before she dies, man. And I had a dream, and in the dream I spoke with her, man. And when I woke up, I came to the day room, and the guy was on the phone. He just turned around, look at OG, you want to use the phone? I'm like, hell yeah. I got on the phone, I called my sister, hey man, I want to put me on the phone with Johanna. She's like, hold on, let me see if I can. And lo and behold, here she is. She got on the phone. I'm like, hey, this is Jarrow. She's like, what's up? I was like, man, I want to apologize to you. She was like, for what? I know I say for not being the cousin that I should have been to you and your brother, And I didn't know my duties to my family back then. But I know them now.
Right.
And me and her had a good conversation. And, she told me, man, that my words almost made her cry, man. She called my sister back later on, and my sister told me that she was just crying, man, and told her that she had been through a lot, man. But hearing those words from me, man, really made her feel a whole lot better, man. It brought some healing to me too, man.
Yeah, gave her like your shirt say, man. You used your superpower and gave her some peace, man. The most thing that people want in a time of transition is to be comfort. So, but we don't realize that when we thugging. Listen, boys and girls, you're not understanding what you're giving up when you putting that pistol to work, when you selling that dope, when you willing to go take that chance and give your time and your energy to the white man for so long, right? Appears. You don't know what you actually miss. You don't understand the experiences and the void that's created not only in the world, but in your family's life by you not being there. So we asked that question to this brother and all the brothers that come on here, so y'all kind of understand that it's a multi-dimensional struggle that we are dealing with, because facts, all three of us admit that we did wrong. All three of us admit that we put ourselves in this place, but that still doesn't comfort us when we come to the realization that we are losing people, right? And we can't help them. So I'm glad you was able to share that story, man. I'm glad God bless you to be able to talk with your loved one, right? And again, just letting the people know that it's real. And that's one of the pain he dealt with, I dealt with, Hollywood dealt with, that keep us from going back to them to the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, man. So appreciate you sharing that story with us, man. Hollywood, you want to add anything, or you want to go to the next question?
I like to say this, man. Like I always say, man, it's real life, people real life story, man. This is a real story coming from a real person with real tears, man. And I like to say, man, that this is expensive pain, man. We give up a lot, man. You know, people don't understand when they're in their own self-mind and they own their own self-lane, not realizing that once you get caught, it's over, man. It's over. You traded in money for time. And once you're in there, that money is no value to you, man. You can only spend the same thing in commissary as the next man to you, regardless. So, man, y'all understand that this shit is real, man. This is real life people with real life story, man. You can't get that shit nowhere else, man.
Nowhere else, man. Let me ask you this, Jay. So you said you did 28 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You just released March 14th of last month, right? March 12th, excuse me. March 12th of last month. All right, Hollywood, you could go on with that next question.
So let me ask this, man. You was released, last month, right? When you found out you was gonna be released, man, and we all do certain things different, but how did you prepare yourself mentally, knowing that they've given you a date and it was gonna be time for you to be set free? How did you prepare yourself mentally? What are some of the things that you did to make you better before you got released?
Man, to be honest with you, I was reading a whole bunch of self-help books, man. Spiritual books, books are based on emotional intelligence, social intelligence, man. Trying to, prepare myself, man, for the things that I'm gonna face, man. That's all. Every time you saw me, I had a book in my hand. Every day, all day, I was reading, studying. I was trying to make contact with cousins, uncles, grandmothers. I was talking to everybody, just trying to prepare myself for what I'm gonna have to face when I come home.
Right. Share with us, man, your experience that you shared with me, right? About the day you received your awakening. A lot of people don't understand that. Between us three men on this panel, we grew up in prison, man. We grew up in there, right? I didn't do as much time as they did. Hollywood did 25. His brother did 28. I went in at 17. I got out when I was 25, right? But I had been going to jail and juvenile and state school, all that stuff since I was 13 years old. And it comes a point to where as you grow up, right? I went in there and I ain't have a beard. All of a sudden, I started growing hair and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
While I'm in here. But also we go through physical changes. And for most of us, we go through mental changes. And when our mental catch up to our situation and we even realize we in prison, man, it took me 6 years to realize that I was even in prison. That's how much of a fall my mind was accustomed to being in institutions. I didn't see this as captivity. I just saw it as like, It's just what it is. But it took me 6 years to realize that I was trapped like a squirrel and couldn't go nowhere, right? So share with the people, as you was explaining to me in Hollywood before, about your day of awakening and realizing your truth and how messed up you had created yourself and your experiences with your life. Tell us how that day went and what brought you to that awakening.
Okay, at the time I was 47 years old, maybe 46, I don't know, somewhere around there. I was on medium custody at the wind unit. You know, I spent all my time close custody, medium custody, close custody, medium custody. You know, the whole 28 years, I probably made it to minimum custody G2 about 4 times. So anyway, I'm on medium custody, and you know, like I said, I never had a problem with the women. So they had this. At the time, I was having the experience of being pursued by younger women. I'll just say that. You know, like women from 25 to 30 was just, you know, I guess I don't know what they, I don't know what they saw in me, but I don't know. But they had this young female officer. She was about 25, nice looking, you know. Most of the young guys was after her, chasing her, but she was chasing me. And I was trying to, you know, I didn't want to have nothing to do with her because to me she was childish and immature. So one day she was talking to me, she was working the block. She's like, what is wrong with you? I like, you too old to be acting how you acting. You on medium, back and forth from medium custody, you doing this, you doing that, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, well, what difference do it make you? What the fuck you worried about? So she's like, because I like you. I said, look, my preference is older men. I said, man, listen, man, leave me the fuck alone. You don't want this. You ain't here. I don't know. She knows she was fine. I'm like, man, I don't want nothing to do with you. So right. She was, who? I said, you too childish, immature. Who you call out? She going off, you know. But when I went to my cell that night, I was sitting there just chilling, man, you know. And the words that she said came to me, you know, you too old to be doing the things you doing. You too old to be acting how you acting, you know. And I just started crying, man. You know, it just, you know, it's everybody, you know, that I don't think it's too many dudes that's being the biggest. I think I'm one of the biggest fools that ever walked the earth. So I'm a whole nother level of fool. So when her words hit me, man, you know, and that was kind of like started the awakening. But the other thing that pushed it, and this gonna sound crazy, but it just is what it was. I was sitting in the Dayroom like the next day, and I was watching this John Wick movie. You know what I'm saying? You know, and this dude had killed in the movie. What's that John Wick movie? What's that guy name? Keanu Reeves. Yeah. He had killed a major figure in the movie, and it was a worldwide like manhunt after this dude. So he went before this guy they called the Elder. This is like the only person that could take this hit off his life. So he bowed down, prostrated himself before the Elder, and the Elder asked him, he said, my son, how have you become so lost? And he said, I'm not lost. I know exactly where I'm at. I'm in the desert, here of life. He said, you so lost, you don't even perceive that I'm not speaking of your location. I'm speaking of your soul. And man, I don't know what it was, but them words hit me so hard, man. And I it's like I realized how lost I was, man. And I could just imagine to myself how many times my mother has asked herself that, you know, how has my son become so lost, man? You know, and I just wanted to call my mama so bad, man. I got up, I went to the phone, jumped on it, and she answered the phone. She was like, hey, son. I was like, Mama, I'm sorry. She was like, for what? I was like, for being a fool, for being a clown, for being an embarrassment, for being a disappointment. I said, Mom, I now see myself for the clown that I really am. And I'm sorry, man. I'm coming home. I just broke down crying, man. Two guys behind me was fighting over the phone, man. And I was so emotional, man, and was so in another zone. I missed the fight, didn't hear it, didn't see it. I was just talking to my mama crying, man, you know. And she told me, she said, son, you know, I never gave up on you, you know. I knew you was gonna snap out of it one day, man. Now come on home, man. Your family needs you, you know. And that was the beginning of my awakening.
That's a dope story, man. Glad you're able to share that with the audience, man. And glad you even became awoke, because we know some people don't wake up. Mm-hmm. Some people don't have that moment in them. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't have that moment, man. Some people accept their conditions and they never get that moment, man. Let's talk about that, right? Let's talk about it, because you can touch on it a little bit, and we got Mama listening. Shout out to Mama. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful thing that she can still be here and be able to hear your story, man. So let's talk about your biggest supporter during your incarceration. And we speaking about this because not to shame the people that didn't support, but to show how important it is. It's one light that we hold on to that guide us through it, right? And for me, it was my mother. If my mother didn't come visit me when I was locked up and hug on me, I don't think I would have understood what compassion was, right? I feel like I would have had no compassion for the people in there, whether it was guards or the inmates that I was dealing with, if it wasn't for my mother visiting me and showing me compassion. So let's talk about some of your biggest supporters during your time and some of the things or people that helped you get through that mentally.
Well, you know, it ain't no doubt my number one supporter was my mother, man. You know, she always wrote me, you know, sent me money on a consistent basis, you know, and with me being way up there on our radio, you know, I couldn't get no regular visits, you know. The 12 years I did there, they probably came to see me about 3 times, you know. But I was basically, you know, like I said, my family, you know, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles, you know, wasn't communicating. You know, every blue moon. Now, I tell you, one of my aunts wrote me a couple of times. You know, she was going through some things, you know, but a lot of families, man, you know, give up on you. Especially like me. I started getting locked up when I was 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? In and out, in and out, in and out. So a lot of times your family's like, okay, well, that's what he chose to do. He chose that over us. So, you know, fuck him, you know. And that's how a lot of people just give up on you. Or they call themselves showing you tough love. Okay, well, he want to be down there. We're not going to send him no money. We're not going to accept his cause. We're not going to write him. We're not, you know, maybe that'll teach him a lesson. But I want the families that's listening to understand that being even though a lot of us don't realize that our absence is hurting our family. You know what I'm saying? When you don't support us, or at least, you know, just check in here and there, you know what I'm saying? It's so easy for us to become institutionalized, to become totally absorbed in surviving in prison. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't have the emotional attachments to the free world, keeping us focused on the free world, you know. And that's what happened to me, man. I became so institutionalized, man, that I didn't even realize, you know. And to be honest, I felt like, you know, nobody loved me or cared about me. You know what I'm saying? And when a person feels unloved and uncared about, you know, it make it easier for you to make the bad decisions. If because you feel like it don't affect nobody anyway, you know.
Right.
So I was just a damn fool, you know, just fully aware of the consequences of my actions. You know what I'm saying? But that's just, you know, families need to, you know, support us, man, you know, and try to help, you know, let your loved ones know, man, that you do love them, you know. They got to hear it, man. They got to see it, you know. You can't, well, you know I love you. You know, I don't know because you didn't show me. You know,
right. And it's hard, but like you said, it's hard for them because they hurting too, man. Again, once again, real life stories from real life people, man. We cannot make this up, man. When you make the choice to go to prison, it's not guaranteed that your mama, that your sister, that your brother will be there for you. When you make that choice to sever them ties, it's not guaranteed that you will get anybody to help you or ride with you through that ignorance that you're going through. And we know many people. This brother had his mother. I had my mother. We know many people in there that got nobody at all. They don't even have nobody to parole to. Right now, parole is jacked up for people because they have nowhere to stay. Nobody even wants them to come home, right? So this is what y'all got to understand about what you giving up and what you are severing when you go down here. We are so used to people throwing the birthday parties and throwing the parties when people get out. People think it's just one big old fun thing for everybody. It's not, man. When you doing time, your family is doing time also. And they not obligated and they are not even thinking about what you going through because they suffering themselves out here. So think about that when you're thinking about committing that crime and thinking about going to the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, man. Yeah, everybody ain't gonna be there for you, man. And it's by design that it's like that. It's on you, Hollywood. I think we on number 13.
So man, this the part I like to. This is what I want to know about. You know, this is one of my specific questions in this log right here, man. That brings joy to me because I know it. I felt a certain way when this happened to me, and we all feel different, especially when you know you're going somewhere where people love you after coming from a place where nobody gives a damn about you. You're just a number. So on your first day of being released, right? Describe your feeling of being home, man.
and you know, a friend of mine, man, from like the 3rd or 4th grade, man, came to pick me up from Tascasita, you know, a guy named Charles, man, you know. I hadn't seen this brother, man, since I was probably about 15 or 16. But he had heard, you know, I was on a certain unit with a guy that he had, you know, used to run with from the hood. And he hit me up, man. And, you know, he came and picked me up, man, you know, took me to see the family, man, you know. But it was beautiful, man, get to hug my mom, my dad, and you know, just to be free. He took me out to eat, you know, Taste of Texas, you know, supposed to be one of the best steakhouses in Houston, man. And I remember one of my nephews, Omari, I talked to him and he asked me, he said, man, Unc, how does it feel to be free? He said, it's like it's not even real. You know, I've been hearing about you all these years and you finally home, man. How does it feel to be free? And I told him, I said, man, you know, physical freedom to me ain't shit. You know, I said, I'm free spiritually and I'm free mentally. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good, you know, because I realize that there's a lot of people that's out here in the free world that's more in prison than people in prison, you know, because they not free spiritually and mentally, you know. And I hope that he grasped the concept that I was trying to, you know, show him, you know. And it's been beautiful, man. You know, being back around my family, hugging my mama, helping them out around the house, hanging out with my sister, you know, kicking it with my nephew. But it's been lovely, man.
Your mic muted, CO.
Yeah, man. You might not know, man. I'm CEO. Fuck up the audio. I fucks up the audio over here. Listen, I've been home, and listen, I fuck up the audio. So, you know, man, we done made it. 28 years. We here, bro. Look at you in the virtual day room. Look at you. The people all across the world. We got 80 people in the room right now, right? Between me and Hollywood Channel. And they can listen to the sound of your voice, man. And I just want to say, listen, brother, congratulations. You know what I'm saying? On making it back home, man. Making it back in one piece. Making it back, you know, to a life and being able to lead a life. So let me ask you this. What have been some of your biggest obstacles? You know what I'm saying? In the little month that you've been home with Readjustment, man. What's been some of the, you know, we happy to be here, but tell us one of your pet peeves about being out here. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of confusing for you.
Well, one of my biggest obstacles, I really haven't had no obstacles, to be honest with you. It's like God been opening up doors for me, man, left and right, man. You know, it's like I don't got a worry in the world, man. I know I'm all right. But one of the small, I guess they say it's one of my biggest obstacles. It's basically one of my only obstacles, but it's been family. You know, when you can, when you in prison, you hear the stories. Oh, you know, such did this, your cousin did that, your uncle did that, your aunt did. You know, you hear the stories, but when you were free and you get to talk to, it's like, let me put it like this: all the stories that I have heard about my family has come from my mom's point of view. So my view of the reality of the family came from my mother. But since I've been home and I've got to talk to this person, that person, this uncle, that cousin, this blah, blah, boom, boom, now I'm hearing everybody else's side of the stories, you know. And it's been kind of it's been kind of difficult to know how to
navigate
family issues.
Right, navigate through the different issues.
Right, without offending nobody or seeming like I'm trying to tell somebody that I know what they ought to be doing, you know, or trying to give somebody advice, or because you know, when you see things that you like, man, you know, I want, damn, how did this happen, you know, or you know, right. Back in my days when I was growing up, you know, I guess a lot of families was more close, you know, so you talk more, saw each other more. But I guess with the social media area, everybody's on doing this, doing that, and I've met a lot of people talk. I'm like, hey man, how your uncle doing? How you? Oh, I ain't seen my niece since last year. I ain't talked to him in 8, 9, 10. I ain't seen him in 2 years. I'm like, how the hell you ain't seen your brother in 2 years? How you ain't seen your uncle in how you? And that's how it is out here now. You know, everybody doing their own thing. You know, and that's been kind of, you know, shocking to me. You know.
Right. So, like you say, shit, they wasn't only going to see you, they wasn't seeing each other. Shit, you wasn't the only one getting visits. Shit, it's a whole bunch of people. It's a whole bunch of people wasn't getting visits. Shit, you wasn't the only one. So, that's one of the struggles that we deal with, man. You know, I'm joking there, but on a serious note, that's one of the struggles with us readjusting back into society. You know, that the audience needs to understand. You know, a lot of these rifts that exist within our family happen when we wasn't here, right? And you know, we don't know how to mend them, or we don't know how to even get between them. We so happy to be home that we want to just share in the love. we want to be able to break the hate, right? But we run into people that have been living their own lives in their own manner, right? And they have came up with this division amongst each other, right? And I'm not just speaking on your family, I'm just speaking in general. When we come home, that we run into that, and that's very troubling for us, man. That's what the brother Black Suede was on here saying. And he said when he gave his interview that he got a call from some of his family members, right, about healing. And you know, I want to speak out to your family, mama, and different people that's listening as an outsider, right? We ain't got that much time, man. I'm not saying we need to be kumbaya, but we ain't got that much time. And it was a time, right, when we was growing up, when we was more tolerable of each other, right? We was a little bit more tolerable, right? We don't have to deal with each other, but we was a little bit more tolerable, man. Let's just kind of, you know, go out the way we came in, man. Let's kind of, you know, push stuff to the side, and at least let's start talking to each other, man. And that's my hopes for your family. That's my hopes for my family. Shit, man. I'm telling you that, and I don't talk to my daddy, right? Yeah, so I can't even sit here and act like I'm high and mighty. I haven't talked to my daddy in 4 years. So I need to take that advice too, right? We got to be a little bit more tolerable, right? With not dealing with people, right? But understanding that we all running out of time, man. So that's my take on that, man. I appreciate you saying that, man. And hopefully they hearing us. Hopefully I'm hearing myself when I watch this back. And I give my pops a call, man. It's on you, OG.
So let me ask this, man. So even though you just been out a short period of time, right? What advice would you give anyone coming home or just got home from prison, right? Your secret to staying free and most of all staying positive.
Well, you got to. I believe that that a person has to have self-reflection, man. You know, look at your past experiences. I'm saying, and your past decisions, and see where they got you at, the place that they got you in, and understand that you created that reality. You know what I'm saying? With your way of thinking, and that the only way you're gonna create a new reality for yourself is change your way of thinking. Because the same way that your way of thinking got you in prison and got you the lifestyle that you are in, you know what I'm saying, as a grown man making your own decisions, the same way a new way of thinking is gonna automatically put you in a new situation. You know what I'm saying? So if you really want to change, if you want to do better, be a better man, be a better man for your family, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna have to look at yourself, man. A change got to be made.
Right. We coming down to the last two questions, y'all. I know the show normally a little longer than usual, but this real, man. And we ain't on nobody time but God time, right? So things going the way they supposed to go, not the way we want them to go. With that being said, I'm saying that to say this. After I asked this question and Hollywood, he got the last question, we're going to open up the phone lines, and we're going to also drop the link for people to come up, man, right? I hear we got a little sister in the wings. She ready to come up and have a great discussion with you, man. So we're going to bring up little sister. Also, we down to the last two questions. I just want to give people a reference because I see my boy K Riz. He asking about the link in the chat, man. A lot of people are being touched by your story. A lot of people, you know, want to tap in with you. So give us this. You did 28 calendars on a non-aggravated sentence. I do not understand it. You know what I'm saying? But I get it, right? Give us one lesson, right? Give us one lesson that you learned. I know you learned many, but give us one that sticks with you today, man. Give us one of them.
All right, I'm gonna give it to you, and with hopes that it'll help you understand how I did 28 years too. Okay. All my life, CEO, I'm gonna say since I was 10 years old, I always been out of control. I never could control myself. I mean, I knew right from wrong. My grandmother never tried to make me go to church, this, that, all that stuff there. But I was very impulsive, man. If I want it, I'm gonna take it, whatever the consequences, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And during my whole 28 years incarceration, it's many nights, bro, I done sat in cells in tears, crying, man. And like, why can't, asking myself why I can't control myself? What is wrong with me? I'm not gonna ever get out of prison because I can't stop myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm a damn fool. And I didn't realize, man, but this is one of the biggest lessons I've learned in my life. And after I came back in contact, you know, with my family, man, you know, after not seeing them for 25 years, I was talking to my sister, Jolene, that's living in LA right now. We were just kicking it, just talking about family and this and that. So she started talking about my father. Now my father has been in prison. This is not the guy that my mother's married to, you know what I'm saying? But my biological father, he's been in prison since I was 10 years old. He's been locked up 40 years on a life sentence. And we was discussing him. And my sister was like, have you been writing him? Have you been visiting him? I'm like, nah, I don't fuck with him at all, you know, because, you know, the mistakes and decisions that he made took our whole lives on a whole nother trajectory, you know. We had a bunch of hard times because of the decisions that he made. So when we were discussing him, my sister just out the blue, she said, wasn't you with him that night when he did what he did to get locked up? And I was like, yeah. And I had my other sister, Jennifer, the one that's about to come home. She was always sending me self-help books. And one of the first books that she sent me was called Awakening to Your Life's Purpose by a dude named Eckhart Tolle. And this book was talking about how our past life experience, our childhood traumas go forth and become our adult dramas. And a lot of people don't realize that a lot of their behavior and decision making is a result of childhood trauma that's still being carried with them today. Right. And my sister said that, the light went off in my head. I'm like, that's why I'm fucked up, man. But to give y'all a little background on it, because I want people to know this, man. This is gonna answer your question, Hockley, why I was the way I was. When I was 10 years old, my father had a relationship with a chick and whatever. I'm not gonna tell his story. Make a long story short, somebody accused him of raping them. And he was arrested. He bonded out of jail. So I came out of my bedroom to use the restroom that night. I was like 10 years old. When I stepped out the room, I saw my father coming out of his room, loading up his 357. So I was like, Daddy, where you going? Like, I'm finna go take care of some business. So I was like, well, let me ride with you. So he's like, okay, grab your jacket because it's kind of cold out there. So I get dressed. We jump in the ride. So we on our way. And so he was like, hey, man, listen. This girl is saying that I raped her. He said, man, I didn't do it. He said, and I'm not going to let nobody lie on me and get away with it. He said, it's hard to beat them kind of cases. He said, so when I do what I'm about to do, I will be going to prison. He said, you know, people going to talk bad about me, say things about me. He said, but I want you to know that you always had a father. He said, I was here, I fed you, I clothed you, and I put a roof over your head. You know, so we ride, you know. So he was like, damn, you ain't gonna try to stop me. I can't stop you from doing nothing. No, you're a grown man, you know. So he was like, so I was like, let me see the gun, you know. So he let me show me how to unload it, open it, blah, blah, blah. So We pulled up at this girl's house, man, that he was messing with. He told me, Dad'll be right back. We got out the ride. I saw him snatch the screen door open, kick the door in. I heard some yelling, screaming, gunshot. I saw her uncle come staggering out the house, run around the corner. I heard my dad in there talking, screaming. I heard some banging, like fighting going on. I heard a couple more gunshots. So he came out, jumped in, pulled off. He handed me the gun, told me to empty it out. I rolled the window down, took the empty shells out, threw them out. He pulled up somewhere, told me to stash the gun. I jumped out, threw it in the bushes, jumped back in. We went on home. He called the police, turned himself in, and been locked up ever since. But up until that night, I was a straight A and B student. Some C's here and there because of math. I wasn't never too good at math. But I was on the honor roll. They wanted to skip me up a grade, wanted to get me in magnet schools for gifted students and all that. But since that night, that ride with my father, I was straight F's, flunking, drinking, smoking, fighting, getting kicked out of school, started getting arrested at 12. And I didn't realize till that point that my sister made that statement that I had been traumatized by that night. And that took me on a whole nother trajectory, man. And I never was the same since, man. But after I finally realized what had happened to me, I was able to become healed from it, man. So I want a lot of people to realize that a lot of times when you can't understand why is this person that way, what's wrong with him, why does he keep making these bad decisions? He must be crazy. A lot of times it's issues, man, that go way back, man, that you never would have imagined. It's still affecting this person to this day, man. So that's I just want to share that with you. That's maybe help you give a better understanding of how I am the way I was.
Man, that was heavy. That was heavy, bro. I'm sitting there listening like, damn, man, that was heavy, OG. You got something to say on that one, OG?
That goes up under the expensive pain category, man. I mean, pain bring pain. And like you said, man, sometimes people in life, man, suffer from childhood trauma that leads to adulthood trauma. But when you don't have the wherewithal to track it, people would think something wrong with you. Just in this case, man, your sister was able to track that, man. And when you caught up with yourself, you was able to identify what sent you on that downhill spiral, man, from being a straight A student to flunking, going to prison, and serving 28 years, man. So shout out to you, man, for even being able to recognize that, man, because some people don't.
And I'm gonna say this, homie. That was deep, bro. You know what I'm saying? That was deep, man. I'm gonna say this, right? And again, we just on here fellowship. You know what I'm saying? And it's something though you said about it's something in your story that has it's a pattern in your story, and you have recognized the pattern, right? And where this pattern started. But there's also another pattern in the story, right? Because we're gonna go back to the father, right? It's another pattern here, right? And you have taken on the pattern of your sisters with not writing them, right? You have taken on that pattern of, nigga, this your fault, right? And I'm not saying you wrong. I'm not saying you wrong. When you was telling me about your sisters and they take on it, now I can see a pattern here with your father also, right? And I'm only saying that to say this. I'm a father now, right? I'm raising my kids, man. And I'm hoping my actions that I'm doing with my businesses lead my kids to prosperity, right? So now that you are aware, and now that you are conscious understanding, and now that you also was once your father, right? You did 28 years. He's still in there on a 40-year sentence, man.
Now he been locked up 40 on a life.
Oh, he been in there 40. You did 28. And what I'm saying is this, homie. I'm just saying, you ain't gotta respond. You your own man, right? Write him, homie. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying don't write the man that you knew at 10.
Hold on.
What?
I feel everything you said, but I have wrote.
Oh, okay.
So before I came out of prison, I forgave everybody. And forgave myself. I forgave everybody that hurt me. And I forgave myself for everybody that I hurt. I took care of all that before I got out.
Right.
It was hard, man, because my sister, the one that's about to come on, she was telling me, she was like, man, what about our daddy, man? I'm like, man, I don't fuck with him. She's like, no, why not? Who are you to judge him? I'm saying, who are we to, and I was like, but look what, so now I told you, up until I was 47 years old, I never believed in God, neither.
Right.
I had seen so much in my life. You know, I was like, what kind of God to let this type of stuff go down, you know?
Right.
But when the guy I told you that I met, Monk, that my partner I told you, the daddy told me changed his life when he held his family's hand and led him to prayer. You know, I talked to him one night. I was like, bro, so you know I respect you, man. He like, yes, I don't want you to feel like I'm being disrespectful. He like, what? I say, well, how do you believe in God, bro? And he was like, man, listen, man. He said, I can't change your way of thinking, bro. He said, but I know you, and I know that you are sincere. He said, so all thing I can tell you, bro, when you have a personal relationship with God, you gonna know. Can't nobody tell you nothing.
Right.
He say, so just go get on your knees, go on yourself and ask God, if you real, show me. Because I know you ain't gonna hear nothing about what nobody else tell you. So I went in my cell that night, man, and I did that. And I didn't get an immediate answer that night. But the next morning I was sitting on my bunk, man, just thinking about my life, thinking about how fucked up I was, man. I don't know my nieces, my nephews, haven't seen my sisters in 20-something years, man. And I'm not gonna just go into the experience, but when I say God stepped in, bro, and took me on a trip and let me know that it's real, hey, it ain't been the same since, man. And God let me know, hey, you with me now. And I'm gonna restore everything and you're gonna be all right, man. And that's what's been happening since that day, bro.
Right. That's dope, man. That's dope. All right, man. What we gonna do, OG?
Yeah.
We gonna end the questions right there, man. We got none other than Jennifer Broadley, the sister that he's been speaking about, coming into the day room in the building, man. Let's go, man. Hey,
this has been a great conversation. I didn't mean to interrupt. I thought I'd be in the background somewhere.
No, that's fine. We at the end. You haven't interrupted. Let's do this before we get started. Introduce yourself and tell the audience who you are.
I'm Jennifer, and Jarrow is my.
She'll be back.
She got to come back in. Jay, tell her to come back in.
You gotta come back in, Jennifer. You ain't on there.
Yeah, it went out. She gotta come back in.
Jennifer.
That's it.
She back.
That Jarrow is my oldest brother. He's my brother. Same mom, same dad. Grew up in the same household for a while until things got, a little rocky and out of hand. But he is my blood brother.
All right. All right. Well, listen, we appreciate you helping us with bringing him onto the show, right? We appreciate all that you have done, you know, with helping him get back and reintegrate into society. So it's your first time in the day room, first time even seeing your show. What do you think about the show so far?
Wow, I think it is impactful, and I think it's needed. You know, I've never seen or experienced this, and I learned a lot just through each of you speaking. You know, just to get a feel for what actually goes on, you know, behind bars. Like my brother said, we were not in contact for a very long time. So it's nice to hear from you all's perspective, from maybe what you needed and what you learned and just what you were going through. So it's awesome that you're able to share in this way and create a platform for other people who are just released to share, and for families like me to kind of listen in and to know how, you know, things that we could have done differently. So I think this is a wonderful platform and a wonderful way to educate people, you know, like us, families, and a way to bring back unity and connection. I just love Hockley, just some of the things you understood about family, just each of you, what you shared. And so I think it is of value to our community. So thank you all for having this platform and giving my brother a place to share his story.
Right. We got another sister jumped in, a lady named Jolene Davis. Say my sister and my brother.
Absolutely.
That's
That's
good.
They tapping in. OG, go on, hit them with the last question.
So I want to ask you this, man. This is, you know, like I said, this is always the people's channel, man. And this is what this platform was created for, man, is to bring people together, you know, because we understand as men that's getting out of prison, you know, not only as men getting out of prison, man, because the majority of people that go to prison comes from broken homes, you know, and they've seen things in their lives to where, you know, like you said a few minutes ago, it goes a long way, you know, and sometimes it comes from the home to the streets. And then once the system gets involved, it's pretty much nothing that the family can do other than go on with their life, right? And everybody's case, it's the same. You know, it's a disconnect. So once again, I appreciate you, Jennifer, for coming on the platform. Shout out to you for even showing your face on here. You know, we appreciate it. You know, and this is what it's for, man. You know, it's nothing else but this. You know, to bring togetherness from the people that have been incarcerated and bring understanding to those that don't know what goes on in the inside. Mm-hmm. And we also hold ourselves accountable for one, the person that got incarcerated, for two, for the people that are in family that are not involved. You know, it's about forgiveness. As we forgive ourselves, we forgive our family, and we ask the family to do the same thing. And with that being said, with the hopes of, you know, us all coming back together, man, because that's what it's about, man. But what I like to do at this moment, man, I want to let you close the show on your accord, man. And not to say that we're not going anywhere, because we're going to take some questions, but we want the advice from you, man, because you got people that's going to watch this on the playback, and you might have kids that are going to watch it on the playback with their families, right? We want you to give some advice to those that went through what you went through and try to prevent them from going through what you went through. What would be your advice to a young man, or should I say a young woman? Because women go to prison too, just like men. You know, we know one thing: the system do not discriminate at all. You know, so we want your opinion, man, on how a person, you know, can stay out of prison and not.
Yeah. So give us your advice as we close out the question segment. And I already put in the chat, people are going to be asking you questions. People could call in the show, and they could also come on. But give us your advice as we close out the question segment, right? To any young kids out there thinking that crime pays.
Well, when I talk to youngsters today, I always let them know, man, that once you start spending your time in prison, all those years that are wasted, first of all, you can't get them back. Second, I always let them know, man, that their families are being affected, man. Like one of the ones I hit a lot of guys with is that, because it hit me pretty deep, man, that when you're not there to protect your family as a father or a mother or a brother or aunt, whatever, man, you never know what's going on with your family, man. Man, I've talked to guys, man, the guys have beat their mothers up, left them for dead, throw in the ditch, molested their daughters, molested their nieces, molested their sons. This, that, being beaten on them, kids being taken into foster care. I mean, when we leave our families, man, it's very damaging, man. So I always tell people to you can't think about yourself, you know what I'm saying? Because your actions is affecting your family in all kind of ways that you would have never imagined, man. When I first came back in contact with Jennifer, the first time I talked to her on the phone, she was crying so hard, man. I could hear my two youngest nieces in the background, like, Mom, what's wrong? She's like, I'm talking to my brother. So she was crying so hard. I was like, Jennifer, why are you crying like? And she said, because I needed you. And I never knew. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, we so caught up, people say it's being selfish, but we really don't see it as that. Because a lot of us be thinking, I'm not trying to make something for myself. I'm trying to hustle. I'm trying to make something for the family. But at the same time, we doing things to take us away from the family. So I try to show them, man, that, when you leave your family, man, it's not only affecting you, it's affecting your family, and you don't know how deep it's affecting them, man. And sometimes they'll be so bad off, it's hard for them to recover. You know what I'm saying? So it's real. It's a real deep subject, man. I try to use myself for example. I tell most youngsters I talk to, if you ever want to see a fool and you want to learn from his mistakes and don't want to do the things that he did to hurt himself and his people, just look at me. That's the advice I give them.
Right. I got a question coming out the chat, right? Hold on. We got a question. Your girl pal ask you, where do you see yourself within a year from now?
I can't, I don't know which way, life what kind of turns that my decision making gonna take me. But one thing I do know is that I'm gonna be using my life and my experience and my time to mentor you. I want to get into the going into the prisons, man. Kind of try to talk to guys, man, about changing their way of thinking and their decision making. And I want everybody to know that the man that I am now, I operate out of, this is what I tell everybody, I operate out of love and forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I see myself, in the next year. You know what I'm saying? But probably, being on my own, having my own place, and just being a help to others, man. That's what my main goal is, to use my experience to help others.
All right. Jennifer, do you have any questions? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You all kind of spoke to it, but just a little more depth. It seems I keep hearing a reoccurring theme about, I guess when you are incarcerated and your actions that led you to incarceration, it was more thinking about self. When does it enter into your mind about others, the family members that you hurt, that you leave behind? Because that's would be the I would be that. I would represent that. This I want to better understand where in the mind and heart is your mother, your sister, children, wives, and then when you do the crime, and then when you do the time, the extended amount of time, like, is there no thought for the family that's left behind, the children that's looking to you as a father, or a sister that's looking to you as a brother, or also in my case, my own father is still incarcerated. So my life has been changed dramatically from my father's absence, from my brother's absence. Is there no thought about the ramifications of your absence with the family or children that are left behind? Especially to serve a long stint or to go in and out and back and forth. Or are we nowhere in your psyche, in your heart? Explain that to me.
It's not. I mean, your brother said it and said that without even knowing it. That's how selfish we are. That's the selfish mindset that we have as men, right? There's a thing in different cultures called a rites of passage, where you have to go through, like, going out in the woods or the forest to bring back the food, right? To say to say that you are a man. And what I'm saying here is, culturally, right? We are in this thing of where we want to grow up. Don't be so fast to grow up. We want to be bad. We want to be known. And I'm speaking as it from young black kids' perspective, right? And this mentality leads us to all the ills of our environments, right? And in doing that, we are thinking we on this journey. We think it's just us. We think we all, and I'm not trying to make it a noble thing, right? It's not noble at all, but I'm trying to give you our mindset. It took me many years of being in prison, 6 years, to even realize that I was in prison. Like, as strange as that may seem, it took me to realize that I was really in a cage and I really couldn't go nowhere. Whole time I'm just thinking, like, I'm here, I'm at camp, so to speak, with the partners. Like, we just going through this and we be back. So it's no other way to put it than a level of selfishness. But as we mature in the cocoon, right, we come to that realization, like your brother said, and like, he mentioned in his story that it's a flip side to the coin. But we never see that. And that's why, in him realizing that, he could say how he felt at that time, but he could also say how he had to forgive himself and not so much as take it out on y'all. Because us taking it out on y'all, the letter he wrote you, I wrote my sister. Listen to me. The letter he wrote you, I wrote my sister. And that's just our level of being ignorant, right, to what we have actually created by going to prison or being away. So I don't know. It's just time. If you do enough time, you'll get it. If not, if any one of us in our journey, Hollywood, your brother, and I could speak for all three of us, if any one of us was let out 2 years or 3 years, we wouldn't be the same person we are today. We would not be the men we are today had we done 2-3 years and just came back home. Shit, we probably wouldn't even be here today. I mean, just being honest, it took that level of being out of the environment for us to mature.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I don't even want to say grow, because you could grow and you could be old, but you could still not mature. Right? So, you know, as y'all build y'all relationship back, as y'all go back with having your brother back, I could tell you, I just met him, man. He came in here, me, him, Chubb, all of us been locked up, you know, and we had a great fellowship, man. And the energy that I got from your brother, he a sponge, man. He, you know, he hold, like he said, he holds no ill will, man. He understands everything that happened to him. It was all a part of his growth and being who he is now. That's why he will wear a shirt that say, "Peace is my superpower." That man won't number peace. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And that's absolutely right. And his presence back into my life has really brought a lot of understanding, and just like you said, it brings more understanding and awareness. And I'm thankful we were able to heal together, heal our relationship, and really mend and heal at a soul level. It's one thing to think about forgiveness and try to forgive, but to really do that at a soul level, because as you can see, he's very pure, he's open-hearted, he's very honest, and always has been in whatever he's expressing. And so I value him, I value his heart. And the next person we're going back to get is our father.
Right.
We want to share this with him. Our family has gone through tremendous turmoil when a father leaves, when a brother leaves, and just the turmoil of us, even just when we were all together, was a very hard life. But to see my brother out now, a changed man, the man that I always knew he could be, I'm so proud.
So proud. And I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this, brother. I was telling you about writing your father. There's another thing I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna bestow on you your journey, man. You out 28 years. You back. Do you have kids? Did you have kids before you left?
No, I don't got no children.
That's your mission, bro. You gotta be the man. You gotta be the father. That's your mission, man. Is to get out here and to have a family and correct it. Everything you say, everybody doing wrong, right? Everybody you say may handle this way, handle that way. It's on you, man, to produce that, man. You know, I'm not rushing you. I'm just saying, one of the things that changed me was becoming a father. That changed me, man. That helped me understand the cycle. That helped me gave up the Criptonite moniker. It helped me become CEO. It helped me, you know, establish my business. Was because I wanted my son to grow up in an environment where we owned the business. Mm-hmm. So my father didn't do that for me, and I could complain about it or I could fix it. So when I had my son, I quit my job, man. I dedicated myself, my time to making sure that I gave and poured into him. It has nothing to do with success, fame, or nothing. It has everything to do with me wanting him to be in an environment where I have shown him that he could do this himself, whether he want to do it or not, right? And that's your job now, bro. That's your mission now. Now that you're home, as you get back together and get things going, is to create a family and be the father that your family never had. And that's how you break that cycle. Be a father to your nieces and nephews. That's how you break that cycle, bro.
Hey, you remember when I was at the store with y'all, and that dude came in with that red t-shirt on and said, I fired my boss to pursue my dreams.
Right.
You probably don't remember, but
yeah, I remember you talking about Doc, and he went and got his grandson.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
I'm telling Jennifer about that. You know, that's when I knew y'all was my type of people, man. That dude came in Hollywood. He was like, man, thank y'all for the show, man. Y'all brothers really helping people, man. He said, man, my grandfather wasn't there for me, but I'm finna go pick my grandson up right now. I'm breaking these generational curses. I'm like, go, brother, man. Yeah.
It's
He
gold.
brought my grandson back. So we
Brought
can
his
see him.
grandson
Like,
back.
yeah, that's all right, man. These brothers here good people, man.
Nah, we good people, man. And I'm gonna do this, man. Well, some people shouting you out. I got a Henry Allen shouting you out. Another lady asked. She asked. Look, I brought it up, but she asked, "Do you plan on being married one day and having a family?" Basically, what I said.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, no doubt about it. What I'm gonna do is, man, listen. At this part in the show, I'm gonna do this here, this right here. At this part in the show, man, you know, this is what we do, man. Real life stories, real life people, man. We wouldn't be the first in Chronicles if we did not let this brother tell his story. We wouldn't be this great platform that we are building if we did not support this brother, man. Not only have we brought this brother on, but we finna drop his cash out, and I'm finna start it off, man. I'm finna send him $100. And I wish you many, many blessings, man. I wish you the best, brother. You know, you got my number. You could call, you could speak with me, man. Anything that I can help you with, anything Hollywood can help you with. We also love to bring you back on for updates and everything. But I want to sow with you, man. I want to start it off by sending you $100, right? Right here on the Cash App. Let me bring it up so I can see your Cash App. I'm gonna put that in the chat. Drop that down in the chat, man. So the other viewers could send some. Oh, well, what Skylar say? Know you? You know Cersei?
Come on, man.
That's Cersei right there.
Man, I ain't seen Cersei in so long, man.
That's Cersei. Hollywood.
What's up? What's good? That's Ike Turner. I gave that name for a reason.
You gave him that name for a reason. Send Cersei the link, man.
Yeah, I get it to him. Let's take care of this other business first, man. This how we do it, man. But I will tell you this here, like we tell everybody that come on here, right? We don't do this twice.
Here you go, man. I'm finna put the Cash App in the thing, man. The Cash App is $J. Listen, man, I have hard pronunciation. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna call you Jarrow. Yeah, they know I mess it up, man. But I got that in there. I just dropped the Cash App in the thing. Let me do this here. Here goes Cash App right here.
Yeah.
So y'all can see it. That is right there, man. I just sold $100 with you, my brother, man. Right there, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit the Cash App, man. Y'all make sure y'all send the brother some love. Also, man, with your Cash App, man, make sure y'all send him some encouraging notes, man.
That's what we do, man. But it only happens one time, man. Remember that. And the reason why we say it happened one time, it only happens one time. It don't happen twice. That means you're going to stay free. So we shouldn't have to do that again. So ain't no going back, coming back, trying to, we don't do it twice.
Yeah.
So, and that's just what we do over here, man. We understand. That's why we take care of our own, man. And you one of us. So, the next best thing for you to do, man, is, we don't ask for nothing. Ever since we've been running this show, we don't ask for a dime. But we understand paying it forward, though. And that's what it's about. We pay it forward. That's why we get it back.
Right, man. So, man, we appreciate you coming on to the show, man. We appreciate the love. What's Cersei talking about?
I don't know, man. You know that's Cersei, man.
Yeah. Hey, Jarrow, we was on Ferguson with old Cersei.
Yeah, man, I went to middle school with that boy, man.
Yeah, he just brought you up, man. Of course, he didn't grace the show before, also, man. But man, I appreciate y'all, man. It is beautiful to see y'all family back together after being torn apart. I think it's a blessing thing. We are so grateful to have y'all come on this show. Jennifer, I thank you. I thank you for helping us make this an easy transition for your brother. I think he done enjoyed himself. I think this is the first Dayroom he done enjoyed himself in for real.
It's been a pleasure. And CEO Hockley and OG Hollywood, I just want to say thank you so much for having this platform and creating a way for our families to transition back to home. So I'm just so grateful to you all. And I hope you'll give us an update if you connect with your father again. I hope you'll come back with an update.
Right. I'm definitely going to reach out to him, man. One thing about it, when it comes across my mind like that, I'm going to reach out. There's no bad blood. It's nothing to even be mad about. The same way Jarrow was saying, we just become less tolerable. And it shouldn't be like that. Right? It shouldn't be like that. It's like better to just leave it alone. But now I'm gonna reach out, man, because we don't have that much time. So he definitely will be getting a message from me, tomorrow, right? And I'll be reaching out to him, man. And that's my word. Anything else you want to say, Hollywood?
No, man. You know how we do it, man. It's been like it always be. People come on expecting something else, but when they get here, they see number love, man. And that's what we meant it to be.
So Jay, we're gonna let you close the show on whatever note you want to close it on.
All right, man. I just want to thank y'all brothers, man, for giving me this platform, man. Spread a little love and understanding, man. I just want to thank, man, God and everybody that played a hand, in me becoming the man I am today. I was talking to my uncle. He's telling me that, that he wish he wouldn't have made all the mistakes that he made in the past, and he regrets this. And I told him that you can't live in regret, man, because your past experiences made you the man that you are today. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I say, if you wouldn't have been addicted to drugs, if you wouldn't have did this, I wouldn't know who you are. You wouldn't be the person that you would be somebody else. So I want people to understand that they can't live in regret and that I didn't do this, I wish I would have did it. Because at the end of the day, the person that you are today is a result of your past experience. And you got to look at that as a learning experience. So all that 28 years that I did and all the stuff that didn't happen for a reason, you know what I'm saying? And is to make me the man that I am today. So I want everybody to understand that, don't let your past be a crutch, let your past be a tool to take you forward into the future as a better person. Oh, one more thing, because my sister, Jennifer told me, she said, the man, I'd rather have the man that you are today than any man that you would have been had you come home sooner. Because the man that you are today is the man that we need now. And I'm going to say one more thing. Right before I got out of prison, I met this little youngster. He pulled up on me like, "Oh, gee, let me holler at you." I'm like, "What's up?" He said, "Man, you think you ready to go home, man? You don't think you're going to come back, man?" I said, "Man, the dreams and aspirations that I had at 22 years old, I don't have them no more at 50. And he told me, he said, "Man, I've been watching you for the last 5 years." I said, "What?" He said, "Your spirit drew me to you 5 years ago, but I stayed away because of your behavior and the people that you associated with. He said, I just felt your spirit. I just want to talk to you, man. He said, but I see now how God works. He said, if I would have introduced myself to you then, you couldn't have gave me nothing but the foolishness that you was into. He said, but what you giving me now, OG, that's what I need. And I thank you for that, bro. He damn near brought tears to my eyes, man. But that's all I want to say.
All right, man. Appreciate you, bro. We wish you well. We wish your family well. You and Jennifer, and always, like I say, man, stay in touch. Chubb say y'all gonna hit me up on Friday when y'all come from fishing.
All right, that's a bet.
All right, I appreciate you, man. Good night to you.
Y'all too, man.
All right. Well, OG, you had a deep one here, OG, man.
Well, I mean, you know, when shit real, you ain't got to practice it.
Yeah.
When you telling the truth, you ain't got to read from a script.
Right.
I mean, the truth is the truth. You know, like you always say, you got the clean glass and you got the dirty glass.
We put that clean glass up today, man. I'm gonna give mine, then I'm gonna let you roll up, man. Like OG say, man, we brought the clean glass to the table today, man. You can see right through it, man. You can see exactly what it is, man. And this is why we created this platform, man. It's a lot of clown shit going on the internet. It's a lot of bullshit going on the internet. And we ain't here to get rid of the bullshit, but we here to present it some real shit. So when it comes to this platform and it comes to brothers that been through the same struggle we went through as it relates to Texas, right? We do bring in people from other states, but I'm saying as it relates to Texas, we make sure we show the real, man, because can't nobody represent us but the truth, man. And can't nobody do nothing for us, right? What we can't do for ourselves, man, because we put in the work. So once again, man, we appreciate y'all for watching this show. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all send that brother a cash out. And not only do y'all just send him some money, it's not so much as the money. Money comes, money goes, man. Let the brother know that he's reaching people. Let the brother know that his message reached you, right? If you're a woman or if you're a man, share this with your siblings, right? Share this with your nephews. Share this with people. Let them know, man, that prison is not a place you want to be. Hopefully this message finds you and it reaches you and you get that to wherever it need to go, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning again, man. It's your boy, CEO Hockley, and I'm out of here, man. Salute. It's on you, OG.
Once again, man, another great show. Another great show, man. As I always say, real live people, real live stories. You can't get that nowhere else but here at the Ferguson Chronicle, man, where nothing is ever scripted. And today was no different, man. Shout out to South Park and his sister for showing up, man. I'm glad we could enlighten her on some things that she didn't know, on some things that she really didn't know. Is one day going to be enough? No. But like I said, man, this is what the platform was built for, man, to bring people back together. I second what CEO say. It's a lot of clown shit that go on the internet. We don't want it to disappear. But what we do want to happen is we want to bring that clean glass. And what you saw today was a clean glass, man. Understanding beats the world, man. And what's understood don't need to be explained. Until next time, man, y'all remember to hit that like button and that subscribe button and share this content. Until next time, salute.
Yo, this your boy CEO Hockley. Real quick, man, today's episode is being sponsored by OGHollywoodspeaks.com. Yes, that's right. OGHollywoodspeaks.com has this fly gear, man. Savage Drive, man. He has this very fly gear, man. He's a former prisoner that changed his life, did 25 years after receiving a life sentence, got home, and he been home 10 years, man. He's been out. He's been free 10 years. He has his own clothing line called Savage Drive. It represents the kind of drive you need to have to make it to the top, the kind of drive you need to have to stay free, right? And as we talk about this prison topic, I want to highlight and show and give respects to those that have been to prison and that are doing the right things in today's society. Everybody go to OGHollywoodspeaks.com and get that Savage Drive. If you got the drive it takes to be successful, man, support him. Also, you can follow him on YouTube. You can follow him on all social medias at OGHollywoodspeaks.com. We appreciate the support here at CEO Talk, and we also like to support other black people doing something positive, man. Savage Drive, that is the clothing line. Get yours.